everybody. It is Wednesday, the 19th of September, 2008, and I had noticed that one of my tarantulas has just finished a molt, and that's what you're looking at right now. Spiders and tarantulas and scorpions, of course, they're skeletons on the outside, like most invertebrates, and in fact, that crunch noise you hear if you ever step on a bug is their skeleton being shattered. So I'll give you that one to think about for a little bit. But this is where, Joe Fiddler Walsh, my little analog tarantula, if you would. And I'm just going to, these are very, very light, so I'm going to kind of show you real quick what everything is. And actually, I do sell these at Halloween. So if you like to scare your friends, let me know. But first thing first, I'm going to try to make sure my hands adjust there. This little piece right here, which is unusual for it to still be attached, but it's usually the last thing that a tarantula loses. This is what I call their hood or their sweater, and ceiling fan's on. I don't want to blow it away. It just flipped on me. There we go. Okay. Right there. That's his eyes. And one way when I tell that when one of my kids have passed away is if you take another look at it, you'll see white, like little white dots. That means, you know, there's no more vision, that tissue's gone. What it's attached to, which is very interesting how Joe molted, is the booty. This is a little booty right here, deflated. And a tarantula and a spider. Again, tarantulas are not spiders, spiders are not tarantulas. They are related, but they're not the same. One of the legs just broke off. Well, that'll give you a visual of, you know, how hollow they are. Right there. Hollow. And it's just completely amazing to me, studying the molts, and I'm not kidding, they're so super light. Just trying to keep from breaking it. I have to pick another one because this one looks like it don't look very good. Put it right there. Anyway, in their booty, unfortunately, that's where their heart is located. And when a spider or a tarantula is dying, their booty just kind of, like it's being vacuum sealed, it shrivels. And unfortunately, there's nothing really that I can do for that. When they're dying, you just gotta, you know, be there for them. And come on. And see the little channels there? Now that one broke off, you can see that that's where the little legs come in. The little channels right there. And Joe is a rose hair tarantula. He is doing very well. In fact, I was actually getting water for a couple of the other tarantulas and happened to see, usually when you see a tarantula in a molt, when they're molting, you'll discover them on their back, like that. And that's because most of the time they'll lay on their back and they'll push out of their molt, out of the old. And in about 7 to 10 days, the new shell will be cured, what we call cured, but it'll be hardened up, and they'll be able to eat at that point. They'll be able to drink and anything else that, you know, they'll be able to live better. First 7 to 10 days after tarantula molts is a very, very critical time for them, since they have no way to defend themselves or eat. It can be very, very dangerous. And for those of you that asked, I promised that I would show you guys what their fangs look like. And Joe's never bit me, and knock on wood, he won't. But let's see. It's hard to do this looking into the phone. It's kind of offset. Yep, there's my ring. Hi, ring. Okay. Sticking to my shirt. Stop it. Okay. Alright. When I was showing Chaka, I mentioned his mandibles. Okay. Normally this hood would be right here. Okay. These are the mandibles. Right here. These are what controls the fangs. And as you can see, the fangs are underneath the tarantula. I came across some Halloween decorations that kind of made me laugh because they showed the fangs sticking out front. But there's your fangs right there. And the fangs are actually normally pretty tucked under. If you ever see a tarantula or a spider doing this, you know, their legs up in the air, they're telling you, leave me alone, warning you, and if you see the fangs out, you better heed warning because they're fixing to bite. But most of the time, they'll give you a couple of warning. They'll raise their legs up like, go away. Okay. It don't take long for these to dry out and get real, I hate to use the term crunchy, but it's one of those noises that you hear. Okay, oh, and flip it back over here. Up here in the very front, these little, I've been asked about this, so I want to make sure that everybody sees this. Trying not to break it, but it's so dry it's coming apart. You walk by and I fall to pieces. I don't think Patsy meant that when she was singing that song. I fall to pieces. Okay, the little tiny, what looks like little legs in the front are pedipalps. I've been asked what do they use the pedipalps for. Well, the males use them mainly for whenever they breed. They hold on to the female with those little extra looking little legs. Mostly males use them when they walk, and whenever they got a hold to their prey, they'll hold it there. And there's a good picture of the mandibles right there. That's them. It's hard to, right there. And I'm trying, but it's very hard to get this to show you the fangs themselves. And it's really, really fascinating. Whoa. When the ceiling fan's not blowing it across the room, then it keeps sticking in my hand. Let's see here. There we go. You can see the fangs very, very well right there. And they are like a cat claw. There's another good visual of the fangs. They are just like a cat claw. And yes, it does hurt to be bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. It does hurt. And but it's kind of like if you've ever played with a cat and their claw hung in your finger. That's basically what it feels like. Yes, it does hurt, but it's not anything that, you know, that you won't recover from. Good grief, Joe. Your molt falling on pieces. But anyway, this is the molt. Joe Fiddler Walsh. Again, this is what I refer to as a sweater. right here by my thumbnail. If I can get this to quit flipping around, there's the eyes again. I have no idea what that little hole thing's for. I have not learned that in Tarantula Anatomy 101. But there's a molt. I'm very proud of Joe to molt, and it was all in one piece, which is very unusual. Most of the time, you'll find the little sweater somewhere else. But whenever the sweater's off of them, I know that they're done with their molt, and I can take the molt out. And this is what I refer to as a little shoe. Isn't it cute? A little shoe. That Joe Fiddler Walsh, my little analog tarantula. He's a male rosehair. And here's your information. Thanks.